what's going on, guys? It's Josh with Paparazzi Imaging and Films. Welcome back to the Vignette Podcast. As you can see, we have quite the setup with mountain riders here for freaking incredible riders, a part of the CNA platform. Five? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Well, okay, five. Sorry, excuse me, Ryan over there.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and I'm gonna let Ryan kind of kick it off with everybody. So go ahead.
So
You're gonna have to talk to the camera.
talk to the camera.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's how you're gonna start off.
I'm building my words. I'm trying to
You should have built your words when everybody was rubber lipping over here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so
There's no evidence
we're all out
of us
here,
doing that.
McCall, Idaho, for something that has been a long time coming. My biggest project that has had a lot of helping hands, let's just say, and it's finally becoming reality. By the time people are listening to this, it's going to be already released. The TMX is finally here, the next step in the direction of snowmobiling for CNA. So we got, starting on the other end, we got Hayden Troop, Scott Iyer, Jaden Ballard, and Bridger LeBeau. So these guys all have played a factor into bringing this ski to life. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about this from the way beginnings to until today, which would be our second day on them.
Tonight.
Yeah, we rode till 8 p.m. 2 nights straight.
Yeah.
And we're all sunburnt, so can't ask for better filming days that way. So looking forward to that release video you're going to be putting together here. And all
Heck
the
yeah.
teasers.
Heck
So,
yeah. Obviously, everybody knows that I've been working with CNA for, what would you say, the last year? Yeah. And Ryan was like, we got this new product coming out, and I was like, I want to be a part of it. So, yeah, being out here in McCall, Idaho with all these amazing riders, it's incredible. The footage that we've captured just from this trip alone is mind-blowing with the talent, with my skills behind the camera. It's just like unreal. So I can't wait for everything to drop. All the teasers that we had dropped have gone pretty big view numbers. So it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are also wizards behind the camera too.
Yeah, for sure. We got wizards.
I actually suck.
Yeah, I
listen to
beg
him.
to differ. Anyway, so let's dive into the TMX a little bit. So, backstory. Let's go flashback 2020 to be 2022. I started with CNA early spring. And CNA's roots, as most people know, is back into the racing world. Do very well for the general trail, the general snowmobile enthusiasts. And it's been that way forever. But I would say in the past 15 years would probably be the longest, is when the mountain segment really kind of blew up. When the first pro ride chassis for Polaris came out, Cat was rocking the first M series. Skidoo was the XM chassis, I think, probably back then. But it's really exploded, and it's still to this day the biggest growing segment of snowmobiling there is. And CNA has had, and the BX model, which came out in about that time frame, was great for sleds back then, and still has its applications for today. But it was time to move on and grow with the different chassis changes that have been going on. I think everyone would be a testament to a 2012 sled rides a lot different than a 2024.
Definitely.
So when I got into the job, kind of noticed it. It's like, hey, we need to do something here. So kind of dove in. It's like, okay, what steps do we need to make? What does the BX do well? What does it not do well? And we're in Minnesota. I can't go to my back door and go ride in the mountain type thing. In high school and college, I would always make a trip out west, but I mean, that's riding 4 days a year, and you guys ride 100 days a year. Yeah.
All together.
So it's like, okay, I need to build kind of a team of riders to help me get this job done. So here comes the world of Instagram. who are the right guys content wise alone, but who are the other ones that
Raise your damn
Are-
hand, man.
Probably those three over there.
Right.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah.
we'll
After
get to,
this
we'll get-
trip,
we'll
you'll-
get to Bridger. We'll get to
Yeah.
Bridger. But it came down to I need to find a core group of guys because CNA really didn't sponsor many backcountry guys before I got there. And it's like, okay, so it's just scrolling through like general search snowmobile on Instagram, just try to find people. Obviously, everyone has their household names of Brandt and Dan Adams and Turcotte and all these people, but they have their brands and they're loyal to them. But it's like, who are the young and hungry,
The new up and comers.
the new up and comers that you want to get in with, that you can get behind and have a relationship with for their career. And I found most of these guys right here. Obviously, there's other riders too that haven't made this trip, but I think it'd be fun to go through the first messages that I sent logged into our CNA account, even though we have Allison now runs all those pages, but basically making her mad when her newsfeed is outdated because I'm in there messaging people. But yeah, it'd be cool to see from your guys' thoughts from a year ago, 2 years ago, to the whole process into now in creation of the TMX. So I guess normally my response was or my first initial outreach to all you guys was something along the lines of, obviously, hey, I like your stuff. Would you be interested in working together? But two, my desire for this backcountry rider is not only just, the media for something on product, is more of a ongoing conversation throughout the winter, getting out to be able to go run rides like this, looking towards the future to new products, obviously hinting at this thing, and seeing if they bought into that. Some didn't. You guys did. And I think it'd be curious. I wanted to know your guys' what went through your minds the first times. However would
Like referring to the skis, like to the BX originally,
Yeah, or just-
like,
Probably
anything-
the start of like when he messaged you and
yeah,
slid in your
go
DM.
to the
Well,
beginning.
I
Like
think
tell
for-
your CNA story.
for me,
Pull mine up.
I don't remember exactly, to be honest. I'll just be honest, but I do know that you found
Be
me
honest.
from my crash video.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, of all the
Cook
things.
City.
But yeah, I mean, it just kind of started off. I'd always like thought that the CNA Pro was a cool looking ski. Like you see a sled with a CNA Pro on it, it's like it's pretty cool. I mean, you can do all the custom colors, all that. Had zero clue how they handled, but how you presented yourself and how I liked the way they looked. I was like, I'll give them a try.
Yep.
Gave them a try. When we ran the BX for 2 years, well, just about a year and a half, I'd say.
Yep.
And they're a very, very aggressive ski, like very aggressive. They're manageable. You can still ride them. They're not like unrideably like
Yep.
aggressive, but I think in our conversations, we were all like, yeah, it's something needs to change, which I think brought up to you, and you were like, hey,
Surprise.
surprise.
I've been at this all along.
And long story short, we ended up with this, and we did some testing last year with it. It was a milled out version of this, and then sent them back to Ryan, and he made a few more adjustments, and this weekend has been nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you take the soft feel of a stock ski and combine it with something that's durable and is going to last all season, and this is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't beat that.
Right.
So
Yeah. And I appreciate all you guys, sticking with it. And that's a big thing too. You guys never went back anywhere. You guys all stuck through it, which was awesome.
and it's cool. It's cool for us to be a part of too. Like when people are like, "Oh yeah, what do you think of those skis?"
This video is brought to you by our great friends at CNA Pro Skis. Whether you're looking for a ski in the mountains, trail, watercross, snowcross, or any other application in the wintertime, hit up caproskis.net, grab yourself a set of skis, and now back to the podcast.
You can be like, "Well, the four of us, sorry, Bridger, were very influential on the design of this. We helped develop it. Like,
Right.
to say that is pretty cool for guys like us.
Yeah.
Like such a product that we know is gonna take off just because it works so well. I mean, this weekend we're right. It's March 16. We're riding spring snow. We're all sunburned, obviously. Like, it's like 60 degrees on the mountain, and we can still pow carve. Like, you can't do that with very many skis, but you can with this one. And you can still trust it to come into a line for a jump. Like, that's where the strength of the BX comes in. In the trees, the BX is on the lower side, I would say, but if you're coming into a jump, a BX is what you want. And this still has that
Aggressiveness.
aggressive like aspect, but it's also still feels soft in a side hill, feels soft in the trees, bow ties, hopovers, whatever you're doing. It's the best of all the worlds, you know.
Right.
So I'm excited about it. I mean, yesterday I was giving Ryan like hugs and yelling all day. Today we were just tired, so I didn't do as much, but it was yeah, we're very excited about it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we'll probably jump forward and then we'll jump back and all this,
Yeah,
you know,
sorry, I'm jumping
into the
around.
timelines. But you know how big of a sigh of relief that was when you first stopped and you just went, wow. And you basically tackled me. Oh, it was just one of those like, oh, success.
It worked, and that's like the other thing is we still made some adjustments off of the prototype that we had last year, and the prototype that we had last year was significantly better, but it wasn't great yet. And you took all of what our feedback in mind and your own input, because obviously you ride snowmobiles too, and you get it, and put it into this, and it worked. I mean, we were all a little nervous that it was going to be just like that prototype, but it's not. I mean,
Right.
it is, but it isn't, you know. Like, you actually took the time to develop it, took the time to test it, took the time that you needed, and got to this, and it's cool. It's cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
We're all stoked on it.
It wasn't rushed. Yeah, cool. It would have been great, sure, to have it at the end of like December, January. Yeah, sure. But in the end, rather have something that's going to work in the long run instead of something that was pushed. So, what about you other 2-3s?
Yeah, give your input. I want to hear your input on it.
So starting off at the very beginning, I remember I actually I don't know if it was you running the account, probably. I hit you up because I realized that him and Jaden and Scott had both gotten with you guys. This was before the winter
Oh, you
started.
just wanted to join the bandwagon.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice,
literally. I was
okay.
like,
Well,
I was
and-
like,
and you
well, and
were-
I always liked the way they looked because the first time I actually like saw them really on a mountain sled a lot and really even like realized about them was Mavericks 146 Turbo. That day we were ripping and he had them on, and I was like, oh yeah, those actually look like really sick. So then you guys got both on with it, and I was like, dang, well, I want to get on. So I DM'd him. That was like when I had like 1,000 followers or something. Like, not very many.
It was right at your beginking.
I was like a nobody at all. So I was like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna.
This is
get
my
on.
way in.
That was like, yes. I think my exact words are something like, you know, do you guys do sponsorships, whatever? And they sent back the link for the sponsorship. I remember I started filling it out, and then I don't know, I got busy or something, didn't end up finishing it. And I was like, you know what? Then I'm not gonna get on. Like, I have 1,000 followers, whatever. And so I didn't ever finish it. And I remember like 2.5 weeks later, Ryan DM'd me and was like, hey man, you never finished that sponsorship application. And I was like, dang, really? You actually like want me to do this? So then I filled it out, and then then I got on.
Rest is history.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
have blown up, my guy.
And I love these new skis. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the BX. They definitely had their weaknesses in certain aspects of riding. They had their strengths, yeah, definitely. Like jumping was amazing on them, especially like Cook and everything. You never felt like your sled might accidentally dart the wrong way. Like even you could have a horrible bumpy and run, your sled's still gonna go where you're steering. But of course, we don't live where there's a plethora of jumps, and sadly, we love to jump, but we ride a lot of trees all year round, and that is when they were just a little stiff, and that's when Ryan was like, you know what, we're gonna make a new ski, and we're like, this is great. This is great. We designed it from the ground up with with all the good attributes of the BX, and try to get rid of all the bad ones. So, and now we have this, and this is pretty dang rad. It's basically the best ski out. Actually, not basically. It is the best ski out there.
Yep.
And I'm very excited about that. Yes.
I remember too when you first started, or whenever when we first started talking with each other, you were not on another OEM. You weren't on an OEM ski. You were on somewhere else.
Yeah, I was on
SLPs?
Sly Dogs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
See, they were hot pink. I remember that.
Yeah.
And they just
To be
popped.
honest, I had no clue. I'd never ran them before. I'd never even known anyone that ran them. I had seen Eric at ECD. He had those purple ones on his Ski-Doo, and I just was like, oh, color skis would look so sick on my Polaris. And I just because I saw him on his.
They did pop. Those things popped like no tomorrow.
And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna get bright, like neon pink, basically, with that boost.
And that was what it kind of cut. I mean, obvious, like the color combo was what really caught my eye. It's like, and you had an all black sled then.
I ran
But-
it black for a while until I wrapped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when I wrapped
and
it, it was
then, and then
mostly
your
black.
just your video quality of everything, your editing skills is like it's second to none. There's not many people that do it like you do.
Oh man, I don't know about that. I know a few.
Yeah, but most of them
He's
can't
trying to hype
rip
you
in
up.
the backcountry too.
Yeah. There you go.
CGI.
AI.
Yeah. All my videos that are good are AI. I think I do that.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm stoked on this new ski, and again, thank you, Hayden, too, for putting in your input to this and being a stoked.
If you guys like this nice carve back here, that was my idea. So I liked that.
tapered.
The taper.
Wow.
Hey man,
Everybody's idea.
you weren't even there.
On the phone.
Actually, the reason I legit wanted this is because stock Ski-Doo skis have this same very aggressive taper, and I have always liked the way, like, side-tailing the stock Ski-Doo ski is. It doesn't fight you a lot because it's not like a very square edge. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like about them, but I just thought that idea would be great to implement because especially when you want a ski that is still aggressive enough in a straight line for like the big jumps and stuff and isn't gonna, but the taper in a straight line is not gonna affect your performance at all. It's not gonna take away from performance, but in a side hill, man, that little bit of taper takes away so much steering input. And like you guys have noticed, you can just even on the ice, like today where it was starting to ice up, starting to get cold, I could just cruise with one hand, fold, counter steered into the hill, just and it wouldn't grip. It wasn't like fighting me. It wasn't trying to shoot out. Totally controllable, which is very nice.
Because that was one of the items too, is about how long will that taper be? Because I think the prototypes, they were longer than that, and they were too much.
Yeah.
And then we brought that taper a little bit shorter. You got it fine tuned,
And the inch narrower too.
half-inch narrower,
Half inch narrower overall made a huge difference.
6 and
Even-
3/4 wide versus 7 1/4 wide.
Yep. Like that made a huge difference, I would say, overall. Like even from the prototype. Like the prototype was already way better,
Yeah,
but these are just even so much better than the prototype.
yeah,
And like you were saying before with material, I mean, the proper actual material can flex properly, whereas the prototypes were milled. So
yep. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all made out of the same poly. It's just it was a difference of being cut out of a block versus
Yeah.
being compression molded, true
Yep.
compression molded. So and then that mill, the Como, that drilled it out, that can only do so many different angles and cuts. So, but that I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 8 hours per side of a ski.
I was gonna say you said 16 hours for
Yeah, for a
the
set.
set.
yeah, you told me I couldn't jump on them.
Yeah. Well,
He's like, dude,
the
no,
thing,
break
the thing
this.
was is
Already
that we had to get it to so many people, or wanted to
Oh,
get it
yeah.
to so many people. Anyway, granted, I think wasn't it like April when those were going out? Because
It was
you
late.
got it in good snow.
I got it literally the last good snow we got. It dumped, and we actually got some good powder. And that's the weekend I ripped them with sunny and powder.
Yeah.
They did not get the good snow.
No, you rode it in spring snow.
Yeah.
And then it went up to Canada after that.
And I'm not gonna lie, even the prototype, I was so sad to take them off. I was like, I don't want to build my other ski track on. They look so good.
After you get the first trial of what's coming.
Yeah,
And
I
then
was
the
like-
thing is, it's another year. Basically a year before these were here.
Yeah, literally.
But, yeah.
I did have the thought of telling you that we lost him.
I would have. I would have cried.
We would have no longer been on CA Pro.
We would have just like posted stuff that
Yeah.
was be like, and if you reached out to us, be like, oh yeah, that was when we had him. No,
Sorry,
wouldn't
Ryan.
do that.
See, so, another fun thing here. Like, I like to be friends with all the sponsor riders we got beyond just business and stuff like that. Yeah, you could have pulled it on me and you could have got me for it, and I probably wouldn't have been mad because I'm glad. Like in my mind, it's like, oh, they're open. They feel good enough
I
to
would
tease
never
me.
do something like that.
I know you wouldn't, but you know what I'm getting at. Golly.
No, it's cool. Like, because we have, a handful of other sponsors as well, and they're all great to us as well. But what's cool about the relationship that we all have with you guys is that we CNA has Ryan, and Ryan
CNA is Ryan.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
There's a lot of moving parts, and I'm sure it's a huge company and a huge, everybody supports everybody. But it's cool to have an athlete manager. I don't know exactly what your official title is, but it's cool to have somebody that you can relate with so much. And I mean, we've even talked about it before, it's almost a challenge for us to bring up the serious sponsorship conversations because Ryan is such a good friend of ours, and it's cool. I would rather have it that way where it's a good relationship, a friendship as well as a partnership. But that's what I feel like that's a huge part of CNA,
Right.
and that it makes you feel like you're a part of the family, which is cool.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, it's been great getting to know everybody too. I mean, everyone from snowcross side or snowcross race side to backcountry side and more. It's one of some people aren't necessarily a people person, but I like to meet everybody and talk and get out and do everything, and it's a benefit of the job.
now that I think about it, when was I with you guys when we were at Heydays, or did we just hang out at Heydays?
We already
Before-
have been talking.
Okay, but we hadn't. Nothing agreed
You
upon.
had
yet?
it written on our stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
But
no,
did
I don't
had
think I don't think you technically signed on.
Because
yet.
we hung out, we had a good time.
We had a very good time at
It was
Heydays.
super fun. We were jumping around to the different parties and everything, and we were, yeah.
It was fun time.
It was fun.
It was a very fun
we
time.
had a good time at Heydays.
Yeah.
But that's just another thing. That throws back at the whole friendship thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had a blast. That's something I would do with a friend, not necessarily my athlete manager at one of my sponsors,
Right.
And given I do have a lot of relationships with my other sponsors like that, but you go out of your way to.
They're not Ryan.
They're not Ryan. They're great. They're wonderful, but it's cool. It's a unique relationship, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, and I hope too if when this TMX blows up, I hope it does, and you
I
guys
know it
do
will.
that.
I think
That
we all
as we-
know. it will.
100%.
Yeah,
will.
but as we bring on more sponsored riders and stuff, no intentions of slowing this kind of stuff
Yeah,
down.
your list is gonna double.
Huh?
Your list is gonna double.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Of
Hope so.
athletes.
It's gonna triple or more.
You think so?
I know so. Yeah.
I think you're gonna
It-
get a lot more people wanting
Yes.
to work
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your input?
Are we
You're up, bro.
Wow, no, it's yours.
No,
You don't wanna talk?
we've been going down the line a little bit.
Talk.
All right, Jaden,
Yeah.
take us back.
Take us back. So,
So when Ryan slid in your DM,
Ryan did not slide in my DMs.
I
you
did it.
slid in
No,
his?
no. So Ryan slid into Scott's DMs.
I did do that.
So he was
And
trying the
then-
back.
I thought I did, and I thought I
No,
messaged you
no,
first
no.
too.
Wait, so you were in the same boat as
I
me?
just
No, I remember this.
I just looked it up. Scott said that he started working with you guys. I was pretty new in the social media game as well, and did not have many sponsors. So I reached out to you guys.
I was
And-
backwards on that then.
From there, it's history, man. You were one of my first sponsors. I think like number 3 or 4. And yeah, from there, I had the 2020 Axis with
Yep.
the yellow
Yellow.
skis.
And back then too is when there was no colored handles at the time
They were
Because
just
we were
black,
s-
right?
because we just had only black because we remember when COVID power sports in general went kaboom and during COVID, and suddenly it was like, oh no, we need we don't want skis sitting on back order, so we just went to black skis only, and it took us that long to get it out. And then remember the BX custom colors were unavailable for a little bit during the stretch too, and
For a hot minute.
and doing all this time, I'm sitting there going, I'm trying to push and like get going. It's like, God, it's not very convincing when the options are very limited. Anyway, sidetrack. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, you're good. I mean, from there it's history. We ran the BX skis. We chatted about this guy. It went into the works. We did our first group ride here in
Here in
McCall
McCall.
last year.
Yep. A lot of
Um,
discussion there.
Me and Hayden showed up for that.
I didn't because I had a work emergency come up. Okay. Just
Yeah, you
wanted
were
to
you were
know.
like a last minute cancellation. Scott.
Yeah,
It was
Nice going.
freezing at home, and Scott had to stay home and take care of a lot of freezing components.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
I didn't get much sleep that weekend. Given I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep this weekend either, but
Yeah. Yeah.
this is fun.
Right.
But that was one heck of an experience for me because I have never been a part of like developing any products for
Right.
anyone. So it was really cool to be able to put my input in and for you to receive it well and to now see this.
And that it works.
Yeah, it works so well.
I was nervous that it wasn't going to work, and all of our input was going to be like, well,
For
we had it
nothing.
all wrong.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
But it works. and
It is
that's-
so satisfying to have a ski now that performs better than stock, in my opinion, and has all the durability of the other skis.
Mhm.
So
I got a thought for you guys. Why don't we make a Core Freshies edition?
I'm down for it.
Ryan?
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take 20% of sales.
I don't know about that one.
Dang.
Scott's glaring at me already.
Hey, Ryan was glaring at me all day today.
He was.
I wasn't
think he was
hugging him.
glaring
Maybe
at-
that's why.
He had the
No, you
resting
did.
dude face all
I
day.
don't know what I did.
You put the
Yeah.
logo like right there in the dish, up on the front, right under the right there, CF. That'd be kind of rad.
That'd be kind of
Yeah.
sick.
Would be cool.
We could talk
Problem
about
about
it.
how would you lock in a color combo?
Well, whatever probably my sled is.
Chrome blue.
No, I don't know.
You could do like
You
a
could do 3 different colors.
yeah, or you could do like a I don't know with CF because all the sweatshirts and stuff. It'd be kind of cool if you just did like a black and white. Where it's a black ski mixed though with like the swirl white all around and then the bright white CF logo because then it's timeless. No matter what color sled you have, it'll work.
Yep.
You don't have to change it every year.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we can chat about it.
Maybe we could
We
chat
need to
about
go
it.
back, hop in the hot tub, and
Yeah.
business again.
Yeah, we could do that.
We spent way too much time in the hot
We were
tub
like
last night.
2.5 hours last night.
Yeah.
It was-
And I,
might
I
have been long.
broke down with
dudes.
a freaking like electrolyte depletion today, and I'm asking myself why.
Yeah, but no, it is cool. Like, obviously, yes. I like you were saying, Scott, how you're nervous. I was nervous too. Like, it's in the back of your head, but then again, I've talked to so many different people, whether they work with us or not, about, hey, what in your mind,
What works?
and what do you want more of? You know, give me a pros and cons list, and let's try to make something up. And basically, everyone says, yeah, that what you're doing sounds great. Obviously, there's a pros and a con to everything. You know, if you wanted to be everything lightweight, obviously you're going to lack some durability type thing. And you can go down the chain on a whole bunch of things that way. But we shed over a pound a ski going from the BX to this.
That's crazy.
All with
Feel it.
and all with being should be just as durable, and that is big.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good crashes this weekend, and
Yeah,
They fell up just fine.
They haven't blinked. The one you had, where your dampener punched through and the ski was up, like you rolled it, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's the first test, and you pop right out and drop it down. I snuck up to your sled when you were off shoveling. I'm like, oh, it's perfectly fine.
So Bridger actually saw. I also did this. I was trying to throw fat whips, and I threw a little too fat of a whip, and I was too stubborn to let go, and I just freaking pogoed one of my skis straight into the snow off probably like a 30-foot jump, and it flipped it all the way around, and I was like, no. What if I? Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
like I'm talking like I was like this, and I was like, I'm not letting go, man. And just pogoed it, and the ski flipped all the way around. Didn't even puncture my rubber somehow.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how. I just pushed it back up, and I've been riding with it ever since. It's perfect. It's fine.
Well, no, I mean, we can go over the key features of the ski here in a little bit too. But if you notice, the saddle's got a little more meat to it. So, right, and by the mounting holes. So, kind of beefing everything up where it matters, taking weight away where you can. So, these big hard hits that these guys like to throw down shouldn't be a problem. Where otherwise, sometimes you'd see some twisting or other things. But
You should have seen the stock skis on my 2020 Axis. Scott never let me live it down.
well, there's a point. There's a point that you get to in the season, and if your snowmobile, like, if your ski is twisted like opposite, like the back versus the front, and then the nose is sticking up because the carbide's still bent up,
No.
like, change your skis. Come on, man. Oh, how he even rode that thing?
so you're
like
saying
that.
the CNAs probably have benefited Jaden more than anybody.
Yeah.
This is a fact. That's a fact.
The durability is, yeah.
Yeah. And then Bridger has a little bit different story than the rest of these guys, being basically
The new
winter
guy.
after. You're
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, I'm fresh, but not as fresh as these guys.
Poor freshies.
It's past my bedtime. It's late.
Same. It's-
Yeah, it's late, and we still have a hot tub to get into.
I'm going straight to bed.
You're a lone wolf.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so kind of my story, I think, it would have been, I guess, 2 years ago that I think Jaden originally hit. I don't know if you talked to me or if you talked to Ryan.
You reached out to me and asked me about them.
Did I ask you about them? Okay. I guess I asked him about him. Yeah, I don't remember. That's
I think
so
you
long
asked
ago.
him about him.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so.
So I probably asked Jaden about him, is what it sounds like. And then,
Raise your hands. Who thinks he asked about him?
yeah, I can't even remember. It's too long ago. And then that sparked the whole conversation with Ryan. So I remember talking to Ryan, and he was like, "Hey, we've got this ski coming out, and think I said no actually
At first,
originally. Yeah, I was kind of like, I don't know, I'm not really interested in it, which is why I don't feel like I asked you about it.
Ryan reached out to me asking me if there was anyone who I would recommend. And I told you Bridger. I think you reached out to Bridger,
Yes.
and then Bridger talked to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So you had to confirm.
I don't really remember. Anyway, so yeah, I talked to Ryan. I wasn't super interested in it. I don't know.
Yeah, this would be the BX time frame.
This would be the BX
2 years
time
ago.
frame 2
Yep.
years ago. I just bought some white gripper skis for my sled, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need skis. Anyways, fast forward another year. I think did I reach out to you or you reached out to me, whatever it was.
Yep.
We had chatted, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's give it a go. And the rest is history, and now we're here with this new ski, and it's durable. You look at the coolest thing that I like about this compared to like a gripper is this right here, because on the gripper skis, if you ride like these three, well,
And yourself.
Us four.
us four, oh, five.
Five.
Okay,
Big
okay.
dude.
Ryan,
Bro,
hey,
literally-
remember how much gas I burned through today.
Bro
Not near
literally
as much.
jumped off a rock today and fell like 2 stories and was like, "Yeah, guys, I suck."
that was
Six,
Ryan.
we
wasn't
should
it?
say. Josh
Yeah.
Josh has killed it on this
Wow.
weekend.
Okay.
Or no, seriously, like it was literally his first weekend riding in the mountains ever,
Yep.
and we took him into
Dude, I was thrown into the wolves.
yeah.
I think
Straight
Ryan
up.
for that one.
I don't know that I've ever taken somebody that early in their and fresh, like out of like
Virgin.
green, and
You guys
they've
ripped
been
that V
able.
card right away from me. Thanks.
I'm trying to like tell you did a good job because you
I
did
know,
great.
I know.
Like
Go
yeah,
ahead,
you
go ahead.
struggle as much as you struggle just because you're figuring it out. But
Yeah.
like the places we took you were not
Gnarly.
easy places. We didn't go
No.
for a trail ride.
Right.
Like we didn't go along the trail and we dipped off the trail and you shot from the trail. You shot from the hole that we were in.
No.
And you're doing great. So yeah.
Thank you.
Give a
Well,
little
I
shout out
give
to
all you
Josh.
guys props for all the input because I don't think I would have ever done what I did on this trip without you guys. You know, you guys kept me calm in every situation, and it just made everything so much better. Your tip, Jaden, with the side hilling, that was incredible. And just watching everybody, I was kind of just, feeding off of you guys because you guys are amazing.
I think the attitude's a big thing. Like just having a good attitude. Like
Yeah.
nobody. Well, I shouldn't. I'll speak for myself. I don't really want to ride with people who have a bad attitude
Yeah.
on the snow. Like that's
Yeah.
not what I'm there for.
You're there to have
That's
fun.
why I don't like riding with Jaden so much.
Oh, shit, here it comes.
Almost threw a helmet today.
No, my goodness. No, I did not.
Just kidding.
Jaden's got a good attitude
95%.
all the time. All the time.
95% of the time.
I'd give you a 99. No, I think attitude's huge. Yeah. So congrats for keeping that up because it's frustrating. Snowmobiling
sure.
is frustrating, and when you get thrown to the wolves like that, you feel out of place.
Yeah.
You're not in your comfort zone.
And I just wanted to capture sick content for you guys. I didn't want to be way off and you guys just go off and hit all these bomb sick places. And I'm just like, oh, well, I can't get over there. I'm going to do my best to get over there because it's going to be a sick shot. I didn't want to let you guys down, especially with me, So I think it's a group effort,
Sure.
with me being here.
No, I think it's cool.
And I look forward to doing more with you guys in the future.
Yeah.
It's gonna be badass.
Yeah. Well, should we dive a little bit more into the ski?
Yeah, let's get into it. What is it?
All right. So, where do we even start? Where do we even start? So, Yes, we can just start with the top since it's facing the top here. So we're just gonna use the BX, which will be discontinued. The press has been pulled. It is no longer. So we'll just
Can I
use
buy it off you?
Huh?
Can I buy it off you?
Press?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'd sell it to you.
I'm gonna be.
New competitor here.
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. Better watch out, Ryan. It's gonna be paparazzi edition.
Just remember, you're out here working for CNA right now. Just-
I'm only kidding, Ryan.
I know. Anyway, so we'll just use the BX as a form of reference.
Trust me, if we're going off the new ski, his business would not do too well.
No, I would go out of business like fast.
Yeah. So this ski is a 1/2 inch narrower than our old ski. So this is 6 3/4 inches wide. For people running stock skis, for reference, the Polaris ski is about the same width. Same with the Arctic Cat. The Skidoo is a little bit skinnier than this yet, but we decided on this width off of the input from these guys and from the features that we want to keep underneath, and also keeping all the durability factors with it. It's still the same handle. We want to make that universal still with all of our different skis, and these skis are still molded flat, whereas other skis, they're all molded with the curve built in. And long story short, why that is, one's a durability factor, and second is kind of shock absorption. So the handle wants to go back to its molded state, which would be, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my hands. If you're listening, imagine the best you can. The handle is technically stretched in a way when it's in the ski. So the handle wants to bend back to where it was molded, and the ski tip wants to be back flattened where how it was molded. So they have this preloaded tension with each other. You might not think it's a lot of shock absorption. A little bit more than you think, especially it allows that tip to really walk and rebound. Instead of an initial shock, it has a force pulling and pulling and grabbing or against it all the time. So instead of an abrupt stop, actually the handle or the ski is helping pulling with that hit, let's say, that may happen. What was the back hole for mounting your handle on the BX will become the middle hole here on the TMX, so you'll be able to crank that ski tip up even further. The TMX will be mounted in the middle hole. The ski tip is actually still higher than the couple OEM skis we've seen since the ski's been available. We kept the traction ridges. We actually moved them inward and made them a little more aggressive. Figured the BX, they weren't quite as aggressive enough to really grip a boot. These guys will tell scenarios all the time where you got to stand on your ski to plant down a sled. You want something that at least you want to get a grip on it somehow. We took out as much weight in areas as we can. So whether that's in the keel, in the saddles, just general wall height, I guess you can call it, thickness, just generally throughout the ski. When you get to the saddle, we actually did beef up the middle of the saddle a little bit. We saw, and from input from everybody, every other ski, you get a wallowed out mounting location hole, so we beef that up, try to get a little bit more durability out of it, especially when these guys are going as big and hard as they are. Took some weight out of the saddle as well. Try to shed some weight. And another thing too with this is that we molded our counterbore in it, so it took a little bit step out of our manufacturing end of things. And I think it's the ease of install becomes a little bit easier too, because now you're not relying on a drill bit to get that bore set in there for you. Dampeners will still fill the whole cavity rather than just a portion. I don't think they blow out near as fast as others.
I can 100% attest to that. My ski rubbers last much longer in these skis.
Yeah, that's one thing that's very nice.
Well, and one thing too that he can also attest to is even if you do like wreck really bad and puncture your rubber, because it's so wide, it grips the sides of the saddle so aggressively, you can still ride and they don't flop.
Right.
Even with punctured rubbers, you can ride for weeks and they won't flop around.
I have 900 miles on the BX skis, and I did not change one rubber.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I had the same thing, and I even punctured one of my rubbers early season, and I just left it because I was lazy, honestly.
Yeah.
And because it didn't need to be changed. It just
Yeah.
the rubbers last a really long time too, and I know that's because of the integration into the ski as well. But
Right. It fills up the whole saddle. So like the weight dispersion, I guess, over the dampener is a lot more than I guess others. As we continue moving back, we actually lessen the width of the saddle towards the back, and we made it run all the way into the tip base for the factor of, you get kind of the smiley face to it. If you case it, or ride, how your ski will eventually just start to do one of these motions where it kind of gets that general curve to it, banana shape. So the saddle runs all the way to help prevent that, but we also lessen the width on it, so it helps save for weight. And then, as Hayden was attesting to earlier, we added the taper tail to ease with the side hill initiation. And then, if you think about it, when your skis are fully turned counter, this becomes more or less like a parallel surface to really help with that cut. So if you hit another person's track, it's kind of in a way like a knife edge without feeling like a knife edge. It helps grab and maintain it.
Yeah, because like rather than having a square wall and fights you and like jerks around, and it's not, this will just cut straight through. So it's predictable.
Yes.
It's the biggest thing.
Even in setup snow like we were riding today.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the day when things are freezing.
Like we've been riding some bad snow, and I mean, all three of us have seen. I mean, I personally, just actually on the way back with Bridger, we were cruising on the lake, and I looked down, and I was doing 65 in a full, like on icy snow, full counter turn, just carving on the lake, like not good snow, worst snow ever, doing 65, and I did not feel like I was gonna just all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was weird. I was thinking about that when we were riding. I was like, wow, we're cooking here pretty quick.
Dude, I was like maxed out.
If these give out, this is going to be bad. But yeah, it was totally confidence inspiring. It wasn't bad at all.
No, they didn't dart. They just went exactly where, like, with very little ease or little effort, they went exactly where I wanted them to go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
and that's saying a lot on a Ski-Doo too.
Right.
That's not like that's, and people say Ski-Doo front ends dive more, so even on a Ski-Doo,
Because they do.
also better.
And the stock skis on a Ski-Doo are a little bit narrower, so you get a little less float. But anyway, and then we did raise the rear of the ski. The BX also had a raised tail, but this is a little more aggressive. It's raised up a little bit more. 4 times reverse. I mean, it helps. I mean, in deep snow, I mean, it's not going to probably do the most in the world, but snow like this, it is. My biggest thing too is like sled decks. I've done it twice where you have a little bit of a brain fart and you get a little bit off and suddenly the back of the ski grabs or you have a bad dampener. I don't know if that's ever happened to any of you guys before. And maybe I'm the only one. I guess I'm the only one. I've done that before. So, other than that, yeah, mainly for reversing too. But go to the bottom of the ski where all the magic happens. Turn this towards the camera so they can see it. So, all of our skis, and the BX, I should say, the old ski is the BX, all had a very narrow keel. It wasn't wide. And the prototype had that same width of a keel as well. And they had 90-degree, basically, edges to it. They're kind of like knife edges. And what this ended up creating was a very aggressive ski. And in setup snow, the steering effort could be at times a lot, depending on riders. If you got arms like Hayden over there, you never really notice it. It wasn't.
We all developed arms like Hayden.
Yeah. So, what we did originally with the prototype, just due to the fact of our stuff in house, we tried using the same width keel in the prototype. So, we shaped the keel how we have it now. This general front to back rocker. It has roughly 10 inches of a flat surface. So like if you laid the ski on the table, put a light on the back side of it, and you got down level with it, there'd be like, say, 9-10 inches up dark where light wouldn't come through. OEMs vary on this. You'll see them everywhere from 6 to 8 to 4. It kind of, every different model through different generations, that all changed. So the idea was, okay, we're going to dial this up a little bit, make it a little bit more aggressive, but have that general front to back rocker. We found on the prototype that it still was a little heavy at times. So my thought is, or was, and confirmed by the guys at the table here and others out there that helped us, it's think of a truck tire. A skinnier truck tire will do better in snow and ice than a fat mud tire will. So same concept should work with skis, right? So we widen out this keel to just shy of 2 inches and recess the carbide in quite a bit. This weekend was the first time we got to try it out. We'll get to that. What else is on the bottom of the ski? We kept the snow scoops, mainly for the reason of four-side hilling. It becomes an extra biting point. They're recessed. They're not coming out of the bottom of the ski. So in harder snowpack conditions, you're not going to have those extra keels to deal with, let's just say. And then the ski actually side-to-side rockers quite a bit. So from the very outside of the ski to where the keel starts is about a 3/4 inch curve. Also to the same point of ease of rockability side to side, helps tip that one edge in when you're side hilling, continues that bite a little bit more, but is forgiving because it's easy enough to rocker right out of it. For the bottom of the ski, that's kind of the gist of it. I mean, it's nothing crazy that we did. And then I'm going to let Scott dive into this a little bit more because he was the first one that had the big reaction. I don't even think we
Put me on
were
the spot.
I don't even think we were out of the parking lot yet.
No, okay, so
We were in, like, the driveway.
We were changing the skis in the garage at this Airbnb we're staying at, and I went to pull my sled out, and it turned without any effort. And if you've ridden BXs, you know that it takes a lot of effort, and we were just talking about that. And I was like already starting to lose my mind a little bit because I was so excited.
It was, yeah, and that was great. And this still has our carbide that works in all of our other skis. So I mean, the bar itself is a longer bar and it's not curved, and like some others would be, but it has a minimal carbide or a curved carbide OEM feel, steering level.
And I think that adjustment in the keel was what made the difference because the prototypes that I rode, that they had the same keel as the BX, and I remember talking to you, and I didn't know how to do it, but I remember talking to you and saying that it needs to feel softer. Like I don't know how you're going to do it. I thought personally, and this was just bad judgment, that it had something to do with the material you're using. I was like, it needs to be a little more flexible, a little bit softer, but it was all in that keel, and I'm glad that you changed that because I was coming into it, I was nervous because I knew what those prototypes felt like, that they still were heavy, and for us, it's very rideable. We can fight through it, but for the most snowmobilers, the customers, sorry, getting there. It's late. They don't like a heavy, aggressive ski. They want something that makes snowmobiling easier for them. And we got to it. It took some time, but we got to it, and that's, I feel like, where we're at with it.
Yep. Yeah, and we got rid of all those 90-degree edges on the bottom too. Yeah. So if you went to a BX and you ran your finger against the keel to the bottom of the ski, it was a 90-degree cut. And now there's a radius in place everywhere along the edge of the keel and the bottom. And I think that all played a factor into it. You other three on the snow, we already talked about the side hilling, the cutting. I'd say to you too, Bridger, you might be able to entice a little bit into this the most because you were the one who most recently was running, I guess, stock skis. Biggest changes you've seen?
Well, I'll just start with like the BX. The BX, I like the windshield wiper kind of feel. I think we've talked about that before of a stock ski, and the BX did not quite have that. This does have it.
Yes.
Just like Scott, he got on his sled and he was like, "Oh my gosh,
I can move it without moving my sled."
Yeah. And Scott's a tough guy. He's big arms.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not like Hayden.
Not like Hayden. Not like Hayden.
Also CGI. Don't you notice the filter? Maybe if I move really fast, it'll glitch out.
All right.
All right. We don't know.
Who is this guy?
Who is that guy? Who invited him?
Anyway.
Anyways, I really wanted that windshield wiper feel, and you did not get that with the BX. I think it's just as comparable as the gripper ski is. Now I am on a demo sled, and I don't love it.
Yeah, the demo sled you're talking.
The demo sled
Yeah.
is yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had some issues with that. So I'm pretty excited because this is actually
This is
my
that's your ski.
This
Yep.
is my ski.
You're taking that home.
I'm taking that home. Just one though.
Just one. The second one. The second one should be there before you ride again.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Guess you're gonna be on a snow bike.
Snow bike. Yeah. Jaden was gonna let me borrow a sled for the rest of the season. Actually.
Oh, sick.
You don't want it.
You don't want it.
Trust me, that demo was much better than that.
So I'm really stoked about that feeling, the easy to turn feeling, and then the durability of it. That's one thing that I had talked to you about was ski rubbers, because I currently run I was running stock ski rubbers in a stock ski. And as everybody here can attest to, those get blown out pretty quick.
We changed the set on the trail today for somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You were there.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Adam?
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam. Yeah, that guy rips.
Yeah, he's a shredder. But
He should be on the podcast. He should be a sponsor.
He should be a
Guys,
sponsored rider.
Did you
Yeah,
guys?
well, what's his
this
media
to
like
attest
here?
to how the stock skis hold up to his like that style of riding though? Did you see his poor skis?
Right.
At
They were-
the, like from the bolt front to back, they were bent like
And that
very.
sled's only a year old.
Yeah, it was less than a year old. They were not old
And they're
skis. They looked
banana.
like a banana.
Well, it was Kosturki's sled, though. So
doesn't help.
there's
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Doesn't
Maybe
help.
that's why he's so good.
That maybe I need to buy a sled with Kosturki,
Right?
and I'd be a good rider.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, back to the ski. I'm stoked about that feeling. I'm really stoked about the durability and the ski rubber. That's a huge test, because you just want to put products on your sled that work and last and will get you through the season, and you don't have to mess with stuff.
Yep.
And it's got your personality with the color.
Yeah, it looks like my sled, so that's good.
Not the rental sled or
Not the
the
demo
demo.
sled.
Not the demo sled.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked to try them on my own sled. Riding other people's sleds, even riding Jaden's sled. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Like,
Well, it's a skidoo.
No. This is black.
Jaden's is
Yours. Oh, sorry.
Jaden's is a skidoo. But yeah, I'm really excited to see that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my input, and I think they're gonna hold up great. When you ride a stock ski after riding a heavier CNA ski, you feel like the stock ski is just gonna fall apart. Even going down the trail, like through the whoops, you're like, man, this thing's just gonna.
Yeah. Grenade.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a lot more.
Yeah.
I have a lot more confidence in it going down the trail.
And speaking about weight, like I mentioned earlier that we're saving a pound to ski. This should be within a pound of an OEM.
So within a pound,
Roughly.
of an
About a
OEM
pound. We'll just say a pound. Round it to a pound. It should be right about
per
there.
per ski.
Per ski.
Per ski.
So about 2 pounds total, I guess you're adding to your sled.
yeah,
But then
for
again,
for the durability.
You can delete your
factor.
headlight and you can lose that weight.
make
And then have a headlight or a
Josh
light.
is giving me a hard time for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, he had to write it out actually.
I did, dude. That was
I wonder
sick.
why he had to write it out.
Yeah, well, let's not go into that. Maybe if I had TMXs on the slide, it would have saved me.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
your first broken TMX.
Josh hit a tree really hard. I pulled up to him and I was like, "How fast were you going?" He's like, "Oh, not that fast."
Like, it didn't feel that fast.
There's a whole chunk out of the tree. The bumper's bent. The A-arm's bent. The sled is just shoved into the snow. I'm like, "You were going pretty fast, dude." It
Okay,
looked
maybe I
like a
was.
Jaden kind of thing.
But
is
he's
what it
like,
looked like.
throttle's your friend. So
In certain situations,
Whoa.
throttle is your friend.
When there's a tree
Look.
in front of you.
When there's a tree in front of you, yeah, throttle's not necessarily your friend.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Riding the cat. But good attitude, and we got you out. And
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Ryan put him on a 16 cat with 4,000 miles on it.
Well, hey, don't put that in the pocket. It's my brother-in-law's. He,
Well,
he
and
was
we're very
gracious enough.
appreciative of your brother-in-law.
Yes, thank you for letting me ride your sled,
Yes,
and I will
that's rad.
pay for the park. Don't worry.
But
The,
Not
the,
that
cluster, the gauge cluster doesn't completely work. So it actually
Well,
probably only
yeah.
has like 2 miles on
it
it.
says
Hey,
you're like
yes.
10,000 RPM all the time.
That's how you're supposed to live, wide open.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyway, but no, I think to your point, the durability end of things, I think it's a pretty easy compromise.
Yeah, because everybody is, well, I've seen a lot of these on stock skis, they break right here, or they get wallowed out like that kid sled, or,
broke one right here.
yeah, or like
I ripped it.
your axis was like this. My current gripper skis are like that. You get all this play in them. And I don't think you're gonna get much play in those. Those are thick.
They're beefy.
Yep.
And-
So
Another thing I forgot to point out on the feature on this ski, especially for when, everyone's been kind of picking on Jaden here, so we'll pick on Hayden. When you have to pull Hayden out all the time,
Ah,
Well, he's on a 146.
we don't. There's no. We out of the radius here, so you don't pinch your hands
yeah, that'll be nice. Because we pull out Hayden all
all the time.
I don't even know. Like he's on the trail and he's stuck.
I don't get it.
I don't.
He's got to pull off to cool down his sled, but then he gets
Yeah.
stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always stuck.
It's probably a skidoo thing. No, I'm just kidding. Hayden's a better rider than I am. So
And then Scott usually pulls up with a fake badge because he's got a mustache and wants to ride a trail ticket or something.
Neither can confirm nor deny.
So enough with me talking. We'll move it. The better
Move it-
riders
move
are
it down
over
the
here.
line.
Yeah, moving down the line.
dude, you're insane though. Come on.
Yeah.
You are.
yourself
This
enough
dude
credit.
does not
Yeah.
give himself any credit. He's a ripper.
I guess that's being humble,
We-
right?
We pulled up to that one of the last spots of the day, and there's this huge. You can see the entry track to where he landed, and he goes,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Who did that?" And Bridge was like, "Oh, it was me." I'm like, "Did anyone pull out a camera for this?" That was insane.
No,
No.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
No big
did it.
deal.
Yeah. You'll see it in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
God, yeah. I don't. So that's you. See, I'm not one of. I'm not you. It's you four, and then there's the Minnesota Flatlander that just tries to keep up because
He
there's
keeps
no
up.
way
He
I'm
keeps
doing
up.
that.
It was you that did that jump. I remember.
Yeah, Bridger, we had this.
He took the demo sled out and he just did it.
Bridger, we had this deal where we're supposed to keep that between you and me.
Yeah, Ryan shows up. Oh, who did that line? I've seen Ryan for 10 minutes, but you know.
Stop. Golly.
Golly.
Anyway,
Anyways, your turn.
on snow feelings.
What a on snow feeling for the ski. So I actually had the opportunity today to go from my sled, which is running the TMX, to hopping on. It was a 9R with the stock skis, and personally, I felt no better feeling in the stock skis. I felt more confident with these just due to the no flex. But like Bridger says, the windshield wiper effect, like you can still turn the skis while you're not moving. They have all the stability in the world. They still track properly. This is everything that I've been wanting, and more. So that's my 2 cents.
I think he makes a good point. Like, we just want a durable ski that works, and I think this is it.
You and Ryan created it. I said, "Oh, you guys created the perfect
Yeah,
ski."
I mean these four here at the table and a lot of others. I mean, like I said, people that are been sponsored by us and even people that are not. They all have the same desire, and I think we've reached the goal.
And I could attest to that too. Hopping on stock skis and then riding your sled and then Ryan's sled, just like having no idea what to feel or anything like that. I could just tell that these skis were like meant to be a part of this application in the backcountry, and that's just my 2 cents.
And like for me, I was concerned that how well they did for like tree riding or turning, like windshield wiper effect, all that stuff. That
Are you just copying off of them?
No, I'm getting. Let me get there. I'm getting there. And I was worried that if we got to that point with these skis, that it would take away from the benefits, the strengths that the BX had of holding a straight line, specifically going into a jump. And I still had just as much confidence going into a jump as fast as I possibly could, just to make the landing or whatever, that I did with the BX. And that's something you can't get with a stock ski. You can get a similar feel with a stock ski, but you can't get something you're going to be that confident going that fast into something.
Right.
Where like it's the whole package, It's like what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think Scott makes a good point. Like, you think about what's touching the snow on your sled, it's your track and your skis. And if you don't have confidence in your skis, especially when you're sending it like Scott does, or Hayden, or Jaden, and you're,
Or Bridger.
yeah,
Yeah, or Bruce, or Ryan.
Or Ryan.
Or Ryan.
Stop.
Especially when Bridger loves to freaking hit rocks. Bro jumps off rocks every day and then is like, yeah, I should probably have a durable ski. Like, yeah, you literally plow your sled into rocks all the time. I mean, not like in a bad way. He
It's
doesn't
not
wreck.
my-
He
it wasn't my
uses
sled.
he
It's a demo
uses
sled.
he uses rocks as his jumps. He's like, there's a nice rock. I'm gonna hit it at 40 miles an hour.
yeah, just having that. I mean, yeah, it's what's on the snow is a ski, and having something that is not going to break on you. Yeah,
Without sacrificing tons of other things.
right. It's pretty cool. So
And we all know that. This is technically keel wise a more aggressive ski than stock. It is. I mean, could you maybe make that argument? Sure, but the feeling is very, 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 very similar.
I love them very much. Basically, obviously, I've been riding the BX for 2 years now, but I hit a very large rock with Jaden, going very, very fast, and it tacoed my A-arm and destroyed the bottom of my ski. Not even the ski, really. It actually just kind of ripped off half my carbide. Very aggressively. So for one weekend, I had to run my stock skis because the press was currently out for the BX.
We were making these.
They were making the new ones,
I just
yeah.
told you, I'm like, I'm meeting you next
Yeah.
weekend.
So I was like, you know what? I got to ride this weekend. So I threw my stocks back on. So it was kind of nice, though, in a way, to be able to go straight from my stocks to these to get that feel difference. So if you're a Ski-Doo person out there, 2024, so it's the newest, the DS3 or DS4
Yeah.
or whatever's the best one. The one thing I noticed specifically with those skis is they're too narrow to a point. Like, sure, they're really easy to turn and all, but they're so narrow that your front end of your sled is always darn near like diving into the snow. You hit a little bit of a jump even, and your front end feels like it's going to go under and catch something and just endo you off the sled. Super annoying. So the biggest thing I noticed is I was expecting these to be a little harder to turn, obviously, just they're a bigger ski. They're not. Like these going up the trail, I was like, oh, they're going to fight me a little more. No. 100% these are just as easy to turn as the stock Ski-Doo skis. Like absolutely no question about it. I can rip down the trail effortlessly. My arms are not tired. The big thing, though, is with the stock Ski-Doo skis, and I don't know if this is why, but they are kind of darty. Like, especially like, everyone knows springtime whoops. You're flying down the trail. If you're not like really holding those bars, you start to get a little too tired and you kind of let that ski twitch a little bit. Like, it'll throw you off the sled literally. Like they're very these totally straight. I was ripping on the lake some of the time with one hand in ice, snow, and it was just tracking perfectly straight.
You did it on the way down. I was behind you, and you're literally holding out your one hand like you're on a wakeboard trying to touch
yeah.
touch the water.
Scott even did it too. You did it a few times when we were
Oh yeah.
two up in it.
I should have taken a video of that. I mean, that's like a true testament that this thing does not fight you.
Oh, not at all. It was so easy. And like going into, I'm riding a 146, so I kind of go fast everywhere I go because I kind of have to go fast.
He goes really fast.
So it's like, I'll be like flying up this hill. The skis hardly ever touch the ground and then just slam like my ski into the snow. And they just cut like butter. They don't fight. Like I never worry that, oh, am I going to put my ski in the ground? It's going to like catch weird or anything. And one thing I was going to point out too, like you were saying with this rocker, like as far as the wings of the ski, how they're rockered up is they don't, when you're in a side hill, they don't want to, it just rides perfectly even and predictable. It doesn't tend to like suck the sled down into the snow. Remember like that feeling a little bit with the BX because of the flat. Sometimes if you were in a really aggressive side hill, it would almost like suck the front end down, like on the trail, like on a fresh pow day on the trail. These have none of that. Like you can just cruise and it doesn't make your sled lift or sink. It's just perfect straight. Super, super comfortable. And then like Scott was saying, obviously the biggest thing Scott likes, like they're very controllable into jumps. You don't ever have to worry about them twitching or anything. And so overall, I'd say I'm way more confident on them to like hit things very high speed and aggressively. But at the same time, at the end of the day, when I'm totally burnt out and tired and just going down the trail, they're just as easy to ride as stock skis. I'm not fighting them at all. So you have all the added, strength, which is a big thing because I really hate breaking things and having to buy new parts. And I really hate not being able to ride because my stuff's broken. So the strength, and then they're way more confident, inspiring. That's one thing if you're trying to progress. Usually the better and better you get, the faster and faster you go. When you start slamming your sled into things, you don't want your skis to. I mean, your skis go, man, you're done. Like your front end dives when you don't want it to, you're done. So they're a hit.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked. I mean, we 2 days on and we noticed this much already. We still got all spring left to go. By the time people are listening to the skis out, pre-orders open, and I can't wait for you guys to be firsthand advocates on the mountain of these things.
You'll get to see all our mediocre tricks.
Hayden, you did say we're going to try a backflip tomorrow.
I might. At the very minimum, if we can find another good hit, like the one I tried barrel roll flip off of, that hopefully doesn't give out under my feet, like doesn't feel like I hit I don't know. It was just terrible. If I can find something that's more set up so I can actually carry like speed off it and actually get more air, I will 100% do that. And that is, we'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll see tomorrow.
Yep.
By the time you're watching
now
this,
it's on the podcast.
Yeah,
I think
by the time you're watching this, you'll either know if I did or didn't.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll see.
Well, sweet.
Scott's the backflip, dude.
I've done one. That doesn't mean I'm the backflip guy.
But he's gonna do a gnarly send.
We'll see. Stars gotta align. We talked about this earlier.
We did at the gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's on
stars
video.
typically align, but the stars have to align.
Yeah. So you were saying they were aligned today. We just never made it to the spot.
Yeah. Well, we were having fun.
The stars did not align today. That's why we didn't make it there.
Wow. So are you looking at the glass
do you
half
mean?
empty or half full?
The snow got too soft, and he said he didn't want to go there.
Wow. So Scott's a liar.
Yeah.
Well,
I do remember him saying that.
well, okay.
We just
started
just
at
didn't
noon
make it.
today.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of. I feel like we spent half the day just getting.
Well,
to
we had to
where
go
we
get
wanted to
breakfast. We
Again.
had to all take showers. You sat in the hot tub. I mean,
Yeah.
typical sled
Yeah.
trip
But
things.
then we ride
And
until
non-PGs.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have to go to the same bar again because it's the only place open.
Yeah, because the kitchen's closed everywhere else.
Yeah.
No, that was. So, fun fact about me here. Last year on a CNA trip in Alpine area, a guy ripped hit a rock underneath the snow and ripped both of his V arms, shock, skis, everything. Ripped them right off. And we got to get that sucker out of. And if anyone has been out to Alpine Afton area, it is big bowls. It's steep. You got to jump over a few. You would know. You've been there. You got to jump over a lot of stuff, and we were a few of them back. And I think that happened at like 2:00, and I don't think we got back to the truck till closer to midnight, 11 o'clock at night. And my uncle, when I was first coming out here, was who I always went to go with out west, and he had to spend the night once, helicopter out, and so it was like always ingrained in my brain. You are at the truck before that sun hits the top of the mountain, basically. And I was never worried on these ones, but it was like definitely way different for me to like come back and your headlights are actually shining on the trail type thing.
So we
yeah.
prefer to actually wait until the sun is literally just goes behind the mountain, and then we like to drop into the gnarliest drainage we can find.
Yeah, I'm not
Possibly
gonna lie. On the
not
way
getting
out,
out.
me and Bridger had a baller time. Like, we were headlamps on, cruising up the mountain, taking shortcuts that were actually longer. We had a good time.
Yeah, I think Jaden said that was the highlight of his day.
for sure.
Yeah.
That was yesterday? Today? We were
Tonight.
pulling
Told us
Justin out.
sled
I
out.
thought.
What are you talking about?
I traded Hayden for like.
Yeah, no, he was like, "Hey, can you tow this for a little while?" And then just takes off to all the 6 zones. My poor belt.
Believable. Yeah. Meanwhile, Scotty and I had a workout and a half.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry again.
You guys are good people.
I mean, it was our own fault for trying to take it out today.
Yeah.
We got it back to the truck
We
last
did.
night.
And it's in the trailer.
We were going down. I was behind him. I'm going down the trail, and I see the skis like it's like this, like, and I was like, "Wait, what the heck is he doing
Yeah.
with these skis?" And then I realized his other ski was just going straight, and all of a sudden just goes, "Bonk!" And he just,
Like, fuck.
and I was like, "Dang!" I was like, at first I thought, "How the heck did he break his tie rod?" And then I walked over there, and it's just complete. Not even in the spot it hit the tree. Like it must have been weakened
Yeah.
at both spots, just completely gone. I'm like, well, that's yeah.
On
Yep.
both the mounting points.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you will not be riding this sled today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was
It's-
double up? What was the experience for you the first
The
time you had
stars
to go
didn't
up a
align
hill?
for me. Be honest, it was a little scary, but I knew that I was in good hands with everybody. So I was like, screw it. I'm going to let them do. And Scott was like, you want to hit? Or was it Scott? No,
Was it
I don't
Justin?
know. What,
It was
it was
Justin,
Justin. He was like, dude, you want to go over this? I was like, if you want to, dude. And he's like, no, I'm just joking. I'm like, dude, I just shit my pants for no reason.
I want you to be really honest for a minute. Who did you feel the most confident with?
You didn't get a ride
Honestly-
with me though, so
Don't look at any of them when you answer this question.
None of you guys.
No, I want to see a 2-up, like a hop over or something with Josh strapped to one
Oh
of you guys tomorrow.
I'll do it. Why not?
Dude, it's doable.
No, I felt comfortable with both guys. Honestly, like that sounded wrong, but Mom, I hope you're not listening to this.
Oh god.
No, but it was like the confidence was through the roof with both riding experiences.
with Scott. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was more the mustache that really
It's the
set it in.
mustache
Yeah,
that's
for
really-
sure. You know, like I knew that was a sheriff in town, and I was good to go.
Can't tell if Scott's blushing or if he's sunburned.
But
I'm just
both.
sunburned.
No, I appreciate you guys doing that because I can't remember. I was talking to you. I talked to you. I'm like, I don't know if you really want to because I mean, no one I guess necessarily wants to. It's like, can you like help get Josh around because I don't trust myself. So thank you for doing that.
So how was it like dragging me around just for that quick 30 seconds to get the shots where these guys are riding at?
Oh, that was bad.
That wasn't bad? Okay.
It was more or less when you got into more technical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little, to us, it's a little bit more of a challenge. Like, we kind of like the challenge.
Yeah.
a
So
little
yeah,
bit.
how was it for you with me
it was
on the
good.
sled?
I
Yeah.
mean, We've, all of us have
Done it.
done that before with,
Each other.
yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk
Yeah.
about
Each
sketchy?
of you guys have rode each other?
Josh,
I've never done that.
No,
I mean, riding two up.
you might have to cut that out.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like talk about sketch riding two up. Back when I had a sled that was not reliable, for like a week beginning of last winter, I blew my drive belt down in this nasty hole, and it was like early season deep pals. Like you have zero traction, right? And it was in a pretty steep little hole. Jaden was on his old sled because he's still waiting for his links to come, and he's like, well, I guess we're just going to try to double out of this. It's like a steep pull in deep snow. And it's all like, and it's low, I don't want to say low snow, but it's kind of snow where you do kind of,
It was like the second or third ride of the season.
yeah, you can hit stuff underneath. It's not exactly smooth.
So there's like a foot and a half.
Yeah,
The
basically.
North Idaho kids ride when there's like a foot. It snows a foot. They're out there.
snowflake, we're going
They're
riding.
tearing it up.
There was 3 feet.
Yeah. So I'm sitting like a little kid on the front of this freaking sled, and he's just out of control. Can't even keep the sled straight. Just whoop, whoop. And I thought I was gonna die. I was like, dude, he's gonna come over. He's gonna be like, oh, I'll hop over out of this, and I'm just gonna be like stuck on the sled with nowhere to go, and it's gonna flip right on top of me. We got like 3/4 of the way up. Kept getting stuck. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna walk. And I walked. It took like an hour.
Yeah.
It wasn't that
Oh,
far, but when you're
jeez.
walking up in
Yeah.
deep snow, it took freaking.
And you're just
forever.
out of breath.
I told Hayden like 5 times probably. I'm like, let me hike some of it. You ride my sled up, because like he was dead tired. He was literally hiking for an hour through 3 feet of snow, and it was fresh
Jeez.
powder. And he kept telling me no. So finally, I
Did
got
you have
like
a good attitude?
3/4 of the way
Oh,
up,
yeah.
and I parked the sled, and I left the key in it, and I just hiked to the top. So he had to do it.
That's when I decided to get a new sled because even that wasn't even a good sled. That thing was clapped.
What
and
sled
I got
was
on
it?
It was his Pro, his Axis, yeah. But I got on it and I was like, I already feel like so sad that I sold my nice sled from last year, and so I went out and I sold it and I bought a nice sled, and I'm never going back to a not nice sled.
My first time having to ride double with someone was when you broke your foot. So I ran down the hill when you crashed and got to you. Well, you know how big that hill was near the bottom. I'm like, oh, my sled, and everyone's sled was up there. And then Mav comes up, hey, hop on. And anyone who doesn't know, Mav is 146 short track boost, and the thing, all it does is wheelie. And he goes, yeah, just hold on. And he just
Oh my god.
and he just pins it, and then you're just staring at the sky. And I'm going, I mean, not gonna lie, it was kind of fun. I'd do it again. But it's like one of those initial things you're like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? And you proceeded to ride your sled out. There was no better way to do that.
I mean, a helicopter ride would have been pretty nice, but
Yeah. Okay. You
I
want to
have
show?
life flight now, so
Yeah.
next time. Hopefully there isn't one.
There won't
There's
be
not
another
gonna
one.
be a next
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
Scott. Why'd you say that? What?
Scott doesn't crash. He's too good.
I crash a lot.
Well, fellas, it's 1 a.m.
Oh my god.
Is it seriously?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
Scott literally just looked at his phone.
The problem is
We should probably close it up. Who do you even know?
We're-
How long has this been, Josh?
Oh, it's like an hour. It's almost 2 hours.
Holy.
Oh my gosh.
Actually?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
It's
better
like an
get to
hour and
bed.
45
Bridger's
minutes.
got to go to work tomorrow.
The problem is we've been going to bed late, so we're used to it.
Yeah. But
Nah.
don't so I'm an hour like Josh too. We're ahead like this time. So we got
Yeah,
we're
so
gonna
it's
have,
like 2
we're
o'clock.
gonna have leg like
Oh
no
my
tomorrow.
god. Yeah, especially me.
I got a leg right now.
Anyway, but I suppose that's it. TMX is here. It's tested, it's proven.
Here to stay.
Pre-order it.
Get it
It'll
on
be
your
worth
sled.
it.
And looking forward to this whole new chapter of CNA.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
go to bed.
Yeah, let's go to bed.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to this podcast. All this amazing talent here. If you guys like this podcast, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for being here and doing this with us.
Done.
Cool.